Let's go to the gate. Let's go to the gate. Roberta. You weirdo. Gate. The gate is open. Awesome. Let's go through the gate. Down. Ooh, music. Nice. It's been a while. Where's the band? I can't see the band. Where's the band? Come on, the band is always in the foreground somewhere. Where are they? Well, there's Johnny and Blue. Can't see the band. That's a shame. Talk to Blue. Thanks for waiting, Blue. We've gone a bit longer than expected. Ran into some trouble, Blue. I won't lie to you. Never lie to Blue. Let's go to Johnny. What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, ma'am. Genuinely not entirely certain what happened there. They get back on the road. They get back on the road. Alright, so we're going to the cathode ray. The cat carrier. The backpack. Tape recorder. And we're back. Okay, so I guess we're going this way then. The rope. It probably did say go counterclockwise. And I just forgot. The cathode ray! Turn around. Oh, we're in the big bit now. The sprocket. The fuck is a sprocket? That looked like a gear. The anchor. Bicycle. It's a whole new area, this. Oh no, the feather. I recognize the feather. We've been to the feather before. Cactus. Yeah, now we're back into familiar territory. And the bureau. Stop. Nice. Act 3, Scene 12. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Talk to the dog. Hey, you see that cat over there? Looked like she just washed up. Where do you think she came from? Everyone should always talk to the dog. At all times. True reception. I love the way she walks. That's great. I hadn't seen her in proper lighting yet. Also, I thought her hair was blue. Hello? Nope. The bureau is... Oh, no, there she is, there she is, there she is. Hey, Lula. Ah, here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. You're not too busy? If I'm in the middle of something, I just let the phone ring. It's soothing in a way. The results just came in by courier. Good news, Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference their results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman catches the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my sculptures in a museum down there, did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped, anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks and deep. Okay. Can you move a tiny bit faster? I love her walk cycle. It's so good. Wait. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? Alright, what happened? Up to you. It's okay, you can tell them. Doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So, we were in that graveyard. Flashback time. Scene 13. So many scenes. Where the strangers come from. This is a long chapter. It's been almost 3 hours already. Oh, am I supposed to click? I am. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. It's muddy. Yeah, that's what he said. Crystals and then mud. Okay. I want to stay outside. Why? Let's just repeat this the exact same way we did. I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay. We'll make it quick. Church. Take me to church. No, I didn't. I went over the other side first. Rude. Let's look at the floor. The church floor is cold metal, scuffed in flecks by unknown boot heels. Still. A handmade apparatus for the production of moonshine, assembled from scavenged metal and natural materials. Sit. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. It's kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but what did you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared, suddenly, ran away, but we thought... You thought she was dead. Yeah. I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then, the next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver... It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are blank, kind of grey. There's a tape on the walls, like markings. There's tape on the walls, like markings. And desks. A classroom, maybe? The camera's in the corners. It's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room. And there's Weaver, right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. It's so dusty in here, right? I hadn't noticed. Maybe it's me. I'm kind of allergic to... What the hell was that? Did you hear that? Must have been the church settling. Must have... Hello! Interesting. Mr. Bond, we have been expecting you. Ah, this is the real church. Oh, that is a skeleton. He's got the same bones as my legs made of. Oh, I'm controlling the skeleton. Well, that was unexpected. Speak to the visitors. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient. It sounds like it should be smiling. Doolittle. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we have only one opening at the moment. Horrible business. What's this job? Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher. Show you the trucks. Get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Some kind of factory? Yeah, maybe, but for what? Why hidden away like this? And what's that smell? Like bread? Baking bread? Please, follow me. Still controlling the skeleton. Wait, what's this button? Oh no, don't zap the skeleton! Do not anger the skeleton, please. Why would you do that? It's just rude. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety, and adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. We don't wear glasses, so that won't be an issue. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. Ice. Has a cool hard hat. Continue zapping the skeleton, please. Can we anger him? Oh. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay. Interesting. Let's go down here first. Let's go exploring. Shuttle. Here's the fleet. Huh? Oh, we just use that to get these to get around internationally. Internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that, or more, was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out in the back of an old church, purifying spirits by handmade fire. A kettle and a dream. So the trucks are just east a ways in shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime machinery. Let's go driving. I mean, there's probably more to see up there if I wanted to, but that's fine for now. So all these holographic skeletons hanging around for? I'm so confused. Shipping. So this is the new truck that we're getting that Ezra told us about. Here it is. Now, I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for Antique Shop up until this last run. Ah, precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes a moment or simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger. But if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all of that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no next of kin. So let's... Jesus, that's horrendous. Let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Nope, he just shoved me out the way. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 10:20 on that load, come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 10:12. City Kitty. This is a good time, dispatch. We may have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10:09, come again. Introduce yourself. Pleased to meet you. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. I guess I could drive a truck like this. 99 wheel holder, gotta pay the water bill. Ah, so going to the toilet, I'm assuming that's what that means. I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Wipers? Let's have a look at the wipers. First thing you should always check, ladies and gentlemen, about a car or van is the wipers. Most important. Control the wipers with this knob here. Do little fiddles with the controls. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. Always clear skies down here. So I hear. But most of our product is delivered by surface roads, which feel rain quite often, particularly in the spring months. So I hear. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay. All review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it, though. 83 and biblical flood. I went to see a movie. It was some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women. Real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled up around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink. And another. And another. She worried it was getting dark out. And then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, in someone else's car. An early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. A modest technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Headlights. Headlights work fine, see? Do little fiddles with the controls. That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know who you'll run into in the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Drivers sleep in the day, then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know, sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. He turned off into some grey cornfield in Indiana. He watched traffic and birds. Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer. Thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night. It was pointless. So, moving on. Tires. Oh, sure. I know you want to look. Kick the tires. That's the thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves. Isn't it the way? Sure, they're big machines, but they can be fragile. Absolutely. A truck deserves care and fearful respect, like a glass elephant. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have that quality of deference. What kind of man was it? Conway sat in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceilings were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee with a little sugar. He listened. The speaker listed all the things we tried. That we, most people in the room, were probably there by court order. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual, all the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. He knew it was time to hit the bar. It was good to get out of the heat, away from the mendacity. He settled into it. Someone else from the meeting was here, looking rough. He started a conversation. She was on a bender, a week and counting. She'd arrived at the meeting drunk and sat in the back because she didn't believe in it. She read a lot of French books and didn't believe in anything but the benign indifference of the universe. It was comforting in its way. She didn't have to prefer one thought or day over any other. All she had to do was drink and stay indifferent. Now, what else can we show you? The back, please. Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Oh, he's kind of stuck here. Oh dear. Of course, you'll have to unload it at the destination, but that's the job. And some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here. I shouldn't really do any lifting these days. Oh, I see. Well, surely we can spare a dolly and carrying strap for your health and safety. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt, the usual. Lysette and Ira argued loudly just outside the door, just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Lysette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along, and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later. So, what's next? Radio. The truck's radio crackles back to life. Conway is still stuck. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now, tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. I've been driving for a number of years. Decades, dispatch. Radio voice 2. 10:33, dispatch. Got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10-4, bait it down, back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. 10-4. Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this. So, I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. Zap him. Where are we going? Oh, I see. We're just going for a joyride. Awesome. Can we crash into things? No, we can't. It's not quite like Dodgems. Or bumper cars, you'd call them in America. We call them Dodgems. Mess hall. This isn't a mess hall. This is a couple of picnic tables. And a TV. Anything to look at over here? Ooh. Yeah, let's go sit down at the table. Think you could ever live somewhere like this? Seems lonely. Yeah, I guess you don't. Where do you live? Truck, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's me too now. If I can't get my landlord to change the locks back. Just a couple of vagrants, huh? We'll figure it out. That's strange. Can I go over? No, okay. Anything else to look at over here? It's a very strange section, this. Oh yeah, cafeteria. There we go. It may not be a draw on its own, but the food is certainly passable. Most of us never leave the premises anyway. Why not? Well, we strive to avoid unnecessary downtime. Besides, if we were all coming and going 3 times a day, we'd surely attract the wrong kind of attention. Can't tax what you can't see now. Oh, what? Reuben here was once a serial entrepreneur. Do you know what that is? He created and sold a bunch of businesses, one after another. Creative bookkeeping caught up with him, and he had to borrow against some empty promises to keep his licenses intact. Now he's here in shipping. So hang on a minute. All these people are dead? Let's talk about Marge then. Evening, Marge. Marge is an avid collector of vinyl records. She borrowed some quick cash from a distillery employee for a rare King Tubby dub plate. Must have been quite a find. This is just strange. Pamela, Vincent, Raoul. Looking sharp, Vincent. Vincent, an avid boatsman, miscalculated while cabrewing? Another word for someone to look up for me? Cabrewing down the Echo one afternoon and damaged the distillery's old water pump. Having depleted his modest funds on a canoe full of craft beer, his only option was to pay down the damages working for us here. Raoul. No, let's go Pamela first, and then we'll do Raoul. This is Pamela. On her dear friend's 40th birthday, she purchased a quarter cask of Hard Times to celebrate. Unfortunately, her check was misplaced under the delivery driver's seat for a few months. Liquid, thank you so much for the 2 months in a row subscription. It's very kind of you. Welcome back. I already thought of a name for the baby. I'm in my 2nd month already. I know, it's gone so quickly. Oh, and the love hearts. Lovely. I don't know. We've got another 7 months to work out the name, Liquid. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Actually, the biggest check first policy incurred significantly elevated overdraft fees and interest. The distillery agreed to front Pam's bill in exchange for promise of work. We've got Raoul to talk to here now. This is Raoul, our young prodigy. Raoul's being groomed for the role of Master Distiller. The distillery paid tuition for his chemistry degree, and in exchange he's here serving out an apprenticeship, and shall be for many years, I expect. Okay, is there anyone else to talk to here? Or talk about, rather? Heather! There's another one. Heather comes to us from the field of psychotherapy. She used to hit the bars to blow off steam after emotionally draining client sessions, but the remedy outpaced the disease and her tab went to the distillery. Oh, there's another dude over here. Let's talk about him. Oh! Doesn't want to be talked about, apparently. Okay, that's fine. Nowhere else for me to go here? I think we can just head back. Or head somewhere else, rather, in the car. Oh. Come on, you can do a 3-point turn. I believe in you. Excellent. Perfectly executed. Perfectly executed 3-point turn. We're at the docks now. Okay. Interesting. Let's look at the water pumps. Well, to make a bourbon, you need some water, won't you? Here's where it all comes in. The mundanity of it. Quite an impressive chorus when they all get going like this, though. What river is this? It's an artery of the Echo River. The Echo River is fed from Lake Leth, but you wouldn't recognize a drop of it. Leth is cold, dark, and so very deep. And still. Rumors of Lake Leth's supernatural properties are, I'd say, just a bit exaggerated. But I wouldn't fish on it. Alright, let's get back in the car. Let's head out. Milling. So we're basically just learning how to make bourbon right now. The mill. It's an antique. Perfectly functional. We recuperated it from a site upriver decades ago. Keeps us honest in our old world charm, if you follow. We do as much upkeep as the formula allows. What's the formula? Eh? Oh, the formula changed our lives. Once, years ago, we were as prisoners to the intricacies of our debts here. We'd have to account for everything on paper. Compounding interest by hand, reassessing amortization, and leveraged asset distributions according to nightly merit decay. Then she stepped out of the dark caves to show us the light of the formula. She had a brilliant grasp of mathematics, and a saint-like way of speaking right through the numbers. Now, we just plug our daily numbers into the formula, and run it all through the adding machine. We occasionally suffer some surplus drift, but she instructed us on all the necessary adjustments. That's Weaver. It was devastating to see our revered mathematician go, but she was needed elsewhere. Her legacy abides. Water fuel is 20 feet up. Gives us more clearance for a big hopper. When we pulled it out of the water at the old site, the wheel just kept spinning and it hasn't stopped yet. Guess it didn't need the river to turn it after all. Zap him, just in case there's anything here. No. He seems to get a bit brighter when you zap him. It's very weird. Okay. Let's move right along. Oh, hang on. Why are there coffins? Excuse me. The lumberyard. Why are there coffins? Casks. Hang on. Oh, so hang on. They're storing the whiskey in casks that are shaped like coffins. Are you kidding me? Here's the charring yard. Vents pretty well, considering. Because this is a sort of process that I'm actually semi-familiar with, because it's used in lots of aspects of alcohol making, where you would char the inside of the wooden cask, usually just like a barrel shape, in order to create different levels of like caramelization in the actual product. Once it's stored in there for a long time, the burnedness of the inside of the barrel affects the flavor, the color, and everything of the liquid inside. So this is what they're doing here, but they're all coffin shaped for storing the bourbon and the whiskey. Here's the charring yard. Vents pretty well, considering. The smell. This is why they call bourbon a comfort food. Those are empty, right? What? Oh, of course. We don't really exhume them anymore. We tapped that source years ago. Oh, God. So that's what those tasting notes on the gravestones were about. Oh! They were using people. They were using people to flavor their bourbon. Oh, Jesus. Alright, back we go. Let's get the hell out of here, please. Davy! Davy, how goes it? Watch out for Davy. He's a skilled card player. He once played a marvelously protracted game of blackjack against our old floor manager, Jane, in some tiki lounge at the Echo River. His luck ran out and he couldn't cover his losses, so she offered him a job. Zap him again. No one else? Just Davy. Okay. Alright, come on. Get in, folks. Are we just going to reverse the whole way, or are you going to do a turnaround? He's done it. He's done it. What are... No, can I go in? No. Aging. Warehouse. Let's go have a look. Feel that draft of warmth? Like a summer breeze, this is the aging warehouse. How many casks have you got aging in there? I couldn't say exactly. Take a look at the inventory report later if you like. Plenty, though. Of course, we only have half our aging stock in here at any given time. Most distilleries let their whiskey sit in casks through the cycle of seasons. In summer, the wood expands and the whiskey seeps in, picking up flavor. In winter, the wood contracts and squeezes the whiskey back out. That's actually true. Down here, there are no seasons. Each workday proceeds from the last in an unbroken chain of climate control. So, we make our own seasons. Each cask alternates in a weekly cycle between the cold ground upstairs and this heated warehouse. Interesting. I don't think that would work, though, from what I know about these processes. And here's the first moment you could really call it bourbon. The barrel dump. We cut it here with water from the middle of Lake Lethe. Has to be right in the middle, at the deepest, coldest point. They dive with sealed jugs and only stop to fill them once they've reached total darkness. Pageantry? Ritual? Who can say? Tradition, maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit that goes on like that in these sorts of alcohol-making places. They say, oh, we only get our water from the deepest, coldest part of the lake, and this makes it better. I don't know. It's all very dodgy sounding. Is this back to where we were? This isn't back to where we were yet, is it? This is a huge place! I didn't know I was going to be taking a distillery tour today. Hashtag professional alcoholic. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I could actually run... honestly, I could take you on this tour. If anyone wanted to go around a distillery with me, I could tell you what was actually going on. Spirit safe! Right, hang on. Before we even start. This is where they... because he's going to tell us this, and I want to just prove. This is where they basically have a bunch of slightly different spirits that they'll then use to like blend together to create the master blend, which is then what they'll use as a reference point for all of the other blending of the whiskies and the bourbons. He's probably going to say something like that. Confidentially. Don't let them catch you looking too quickly here. Not within our purview. What's it for? Keeps us honest in the eyes of the state. Well, in the eyes of the management. Yeah, and it's also the ones that they keep for people to taste, I think, as well. We keep pretty well out of view down here. Not much chance of being spotted by helicopter, eh? But if the law came knocking, we could say we were logging and securing our virgin spirits. We could say. Marvelous engineering, though, isn't it? Okay, he's not actually going to tell you what it's for, apparently. Hey, Connie. Connie, how's your rat? Excuse me? That is an extremely rude and personal question, sir. You do not ask a woman colleague that. Or any woman. Connie's a great lover of animals. You know, she's adopted over a dozen pets in the as many of the last years. Oh, I see. Of course, death comes to all things great and small. The distillery found that the remains in her makeshift pet cemetery were trespassing on our subterranean property. Our hand was forced. In order to avoid the legal extinguishment of our easement, we were required to file a civil suit. Ever the level head, Connie agreed to pre-court settlement to pay off her fines by working for us here. Intriguing. Are we back to the start yet? These are all pot stills in the background. That's a mash tun. Is this where we came from? Nope. We do not seem to be able to go that way. So I think that's a mash tun. It could be something else. There's another one that I can never remember the name of, to be perfectly honest. I think that's where we want to go. Makes sense why the phrase on Distillery. Yeah, it does. Exactly. Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about this stupid old moldy computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer. That black mold, it's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see. As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air. The angels share. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, oh really, they're recouping it, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel share back into drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living on the stuff. So we'd go down and scrape it off his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away. Paranoid. Truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. Since we stopped going down there, I'm sure the mold's gotten pretty thick. Try cleaning off the timing crystal. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs. Zap him! There we go, let's go upstairs. Oh my word. Mid-game distillery tour. Awesome. I love it. How far upstairs? Like just here upstairs or all the way upstairs? Earl. This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Borrowed some used casks to store the hives, but the interest accrued more quickly than the honey. Now he works for us here in logistics. These guys are assholes. Oh no, I can't go that way. Oh, hello. Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. You really like old electronics. Yeah, I've got it bad. That's why I got into this business. To keep old stuff like this running. It seems like such a shame to let it just fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave, Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart? Zap him. Oh, there's people there. Can't talk to them, though. Can't go any closer this way either. Okay, must be all the way upstairs, then. If you don't mind. Let's head on up. Adding machine. Here it is. A beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual, to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations. You're hired. Wait, we can't. It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now. Oh, he's going to get me in debt. Single barrel. He doesn't. Down the hatch. Vinum memoriae mors. No. 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 Oh no, it's dragging my cursor towards it. I'm not doing anything. It's dragging my cursor towards drink. That is horrendous. Stop that. No. I refuse. I refuse. Come on, Conway. You can do it. Apparently we can't do it. Because there's nothing else to click on. What if I just wait here for a while? Look at that, look at that. The cursor, I'm not touching it. My hands are like up at my face and the cursor is still moving towards the drink button. That is just so rude. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I wonder how far out it'll zoom. Okay, it's getting very, very foggy. Okay. It's going black. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Happens when it all goes black. Alright, almost there. It is now black. I would still very much like to not drink, please. Game, I'm not doing it. Game. God damn it. Well, guess we don't have a choice. Decent enough. Welcome aboard. He's not working for you. We have to get back to this hour. He has a delivery to make. What's this? Not working? You turning down this opportunity? She's right. I have to make this, I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. Yeah, here we go. If it's not your first shift drink, well, there's a matter of this tour just now. My time and experience are billed at quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep. By my back-of-the-envelope estimations. Well, we have that in common, I suppose, all of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. Of course, the interest begins to compound immediately and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow, then. What a dick. I didn't want to drink. I knew what was happening. He was swindling me. So, I guess I start in the morning. I guess. I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. Huh. Well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? I can hear it. This is a ferry. And it's got a giant woolly mammoth instead of a horn. Excuse me, game?